You don't know everything that's been going on, not yet. And maybe that's a kindness in disguise. If the full truth came crashing down on you all at once, it would break your heart in ways you didn't see coming. Because there's someone out there who loved you quietly, deeply, without asking for anything in return. They didn't shout their feelings from the rooftops. They didn't demand your attention or force their way into your life. Instead, they waited, hoping you'd feel it, hoping you'd see what was quietly blooming. But someone else saw it first. A woman very close to you noticed the connection starting to form, and instead of nurturing it or stepping aside, she made it her mission to destroy it before it could even grow. She didn't do it loudly. She didn't raise her voice or cause a dramatic scene. She spoke with calmness and ease, as if she was just looking out for your best interest. But what she said was laced with poison. Her words were soft and subtle, but each one planted seeds of doubt in the heart of the one who loved you. And they believed her, at least for a while, because how could they have known any better? The woman seemed trustworthy. She was close to you, always around, always involved. There was no reason to suspect she would lie. So they took her words to heart and slowly pulled away, confused and unsure. They convinced themselves that maybe they'd misread the signs. Maybe you weren't ready. Maybe you still held on to feelings from the past. But something didn't sit right. As time went on, they kept watching you from a distance, hoping their heart had misunderstood. They saw how you treated people with tenderness, with patience, with quiet strength. And the things they were told, well, they didn't quite match the person they were seeing. The picture the woman painted didn't align with the way you showed up in the world. So now they're second-guessing everything. Their heart aches for what could have been. They mourn the connection that was torn apart before it even had a chance to truly begin. And the woman who caused it all, she still stands beside you, smiling sweetly, pretending as though she had no hand in the unraveling. But inside, she's watching, calculating, trying to keep control, because it was never about protecting you. It was about keeping you close, about keeping her place in your life secure. She didn't sabotage your love because she thought it was bad for you. She did it because she was afraid of losing the invisible grip she had on you. The person who came into your life with good intentions threatened that power, and she couldn't stand it. So instead of being happy for your happiness, she tried to steal it from you, silently, like a thief in the night. The person who loved you isn't perfect, but their love was sincere. They dreamed of building something with you, something soft and steady. Maybe a life, maybe a safe space, maybe a future. But those dreams were clouded by lies whispered in their most vulnerable moment. They were told that your heart still belonged to someone else, that you weren't ready, that you were confused or grieving. And in their uncertainty, they accepted the lie as truth. But now the fog is beginning to lift. They're starting to realize it wasn't their intuition warning them, it was someone else's fear manipulating them. They're seeing you more clearly now. They see how your peace grows when certain people aren't around. They notice the light in your eyes when you're free to just be. And it's making them question everything they were told. The ache in your chest you felt lately? That's not random. That's the echo of love delayed, not denied. It's the pain of a connection that was misled before it had a fair chance to grow. It's the soul of someone reaching out to yours, hoping the truth breaks through. Because the woman who stood in the way has done this before. This wasn't her first time interfering. There's a pattern of manipulation masked as care. She steps in whenever she feels her role in your life is being threatened, and the person who once loved you, they're piecing it together now. They're remembering why they felt off, why they pulled back, why things shifted so suddenly. It wasn't you. It wasn't even them. It was interference. A wedge driven between two people who were meant to bring healing to each other. And even though time has passed, there was a moment recently when they almost reached out again. They even wrote a message but deleted it before sending, torn between what they were told and what they still feel in their soul. Meanwhile, she's still near you, still acting like nothing happened. But something is changing. Her mask is slipping. The truth is rising, and soon, even she won't be able to hide behind her sweetness. Because lies always crumble, especially when the truth keeps knocking louder and louder. And when that moment comes, when the one who loved you decides to step forward again, it won't be with fanfare or grand declarations. It'll be quiet, honest, a shift in energy, a soft message, a lingering glance, a gesture that says, "I never stopped caring." They may not tell you everything at once, but you'll feel it. You'll see it in their eyes, the eyes that no longer carry someone else's lies. Even she feels the change. She sees her control slipping, and it's making her uneasy. Watch her. Pay attention when certain names are mentioned or when you smile at your phone. She pretends not to notice, but everything in her demeanor shifts when your joy isn't centered around her anymore. Because this was never about love. It was about possession. But clarity is coming. Faster than you think. The person who once walked away will see the truth for themselves. They'll realize how they were led away by someone else's fear, not by their own intuition. And when they come back, it won't be to fix the past, it'll be to start something real, built on truth and free from confusion. Your journey has caused a lot of confusion for others because you've changed. You've grown stronger, more grounded, more whole. And that scares the ones who only knew you when you were broken. But your growth isn't meant to be hidden. It's meant to be celebrated. This is why your heart was tested. This is why love took its time. Because when it returns, it will be grounded in clarity, not chaos. Someone out there is rereading old messages between you, seeing them with new eyes. They're realizing they misunderstood you. They let someone else's voice cloud their view. And now regret is rising in them, but so is courage. They might not have had the strength before, but they're finding it now. They never really let go. They walked away, yes, but their heart never stopped loving you. What happened wasn't rejection. It was redirection caused by another's interference. But even the most tangled lies can't block what's divinely meant. You'll know them not just by their return, but by the way their silence turns into small acts of love. A gesture, a text, a quiet kind of showing up. It won't be loud, but it will be real. And your role in this? It's not to chase or question, but to receive with wisdom. To trust your own growth and know you are no longer who you were when the lie was planted. You're stronger now, clearer now. Heaven saw what happened. Nothing done in secret will stay hidden. The manipulation, the lies, the interference, it's all being brought to light. And justice? It's already on the way. This story isn't ending. It's just getting to the part where the truth finally gets to speak. The woman who caused the damage will start to fade from your life. Her hold is breaking. Her secrets are unraveling. And though it might hurt to face the truth, it's necessary. Because now love is returning, not confused, not sabotaged, but clear and ready. You were never meant to carry the weight of her jealousy. That was never your burden. The one who loves you is preparing a space for you again. They're praying. They're hoping. They're wondering if you still feel the same. And the truth is, your heart never really shut them out. Despite the silence, despite the pain, your soul has always known. This love wasn't lost, it was paused. And now it's making its way back to you, quietly, gently, honestly. There's a moment on the horizon, one shaped by divine timing, where everything begins to shift quietly but powerfully. You might not even see it coming, yet when it happens, you'll feel it in your soul. There won't be loud announcements or dramatic gestures. No need for you to chase answers or plead for clarity. The universe already knows what's been kept from you, and it has been moving things behind the scenes, restoring what was stolen in silence. A conversation will take place, not long, not filled with every detail, but deep enough to awaken something long buried. You'll hear less than you feel, and that will be enough. Because what's meant for you is not waiting for permission anymore, it's coming, uninvited but long overdue. The one who's been distant is finding their way back, not because they've suddenly become flawless, but because they've finally decided to be honest. This is a love that was quiet even when misled. A love that didn't demand attention but kept watching, waiting, hoping. You deserve a love like that, without interruption, without interference, without someone planting lies in your absence. You deserve a heart that chooses you freely, not with doubt but with certainty. And that time is closer than you think. You may not realize it, but your name has never left the heart of the one who once walked away. Their silence wasn't forgetfulness, it was confusion. It was pain mixed with misplaced trust. But that fog is lifting. Everything hidden is starting to surface, and every lie whispered is beginning to unravel. There is a divine force clearing the way, separating what's true from what was twisted. Even now they are seeing signs, dreaming strange dreams, catching glimpses of your face when they least expect it. You, their peace and their storm. The soul they thought they left behind, now impossible to forget. They still remember your laugh, the way your energy lit up even the quietest rooms, the comfort they found in your presence that no one else has been able to replace. The woman who poisoned their mind with falsehood still walks freely near you. She's playing innocent, pretending to be concerned. But her eyes can't hide what her mouth won't admit. The truth is leaking from her behavior, her discomfort when your name is mentioned, the way she avoids certain topics. The divine doesn't let deceit stay hidden forever. And what she did in secret is being exposed by something far greater than her intentions. Behind the scenes, a spiritual reckoning is unfolding. What was meant to tear you down is now being used to lift you up. The person who left will return not with excuses, but with remorse. They will confess they were wrong. Not to relive the past, but to begin anew with truth as the foundation. Don't be surprised if their words are hesitant, but their spirit sincere. They will say they didn't understand what they were walking away from until it was too late. They believed someone else's version of your story instead of asking you themselves. And it cost them time, peace, and the kind of love that doesn't come around often. As this energy begins to shift, so will the woman who once held power over your narrative. She'll grow nervous, overly helpful, strangely kind. But that's not real concern. It's the desperation of someone losing their grip. She knows what's coming, and she knows she can't stop it. The truth is no longer something she can control, and her actions, no matter how well disguised, are revealing her intentions more clearly than her words ever could. Soon you'll find yourself face to face with someone who finally sees you without the confusion, without the noise. They won't let others speak on your behalf anymore. They've learned to ask you directly, to trust their own experience with you instead of someone else's interpretation. They aren't coming back to play games. Regret has taught them enough. They want to rebuild, not from the wreckage of lies, but from the truth that managed to survive every attempt to silence it. You'll have a choice to make, not from a place of desperation, but from wisdom. You've grown, you've healed, you've learned to recognize what love should feel like, not rushed, not manipulated, not entangled in someone else's fear. This person returning isn't trying to complete you. They want to walk beside you now, as someone who finally understands what you meant to them all along. They saw your worth too late, but they're hoping it's not too late to be part of your life again. When everything comes to light, the woman who interfered will likely pretend to be shocked. She might cry. She'll insist she was just trying to help. But don't be deceived by those tears. She had many chances to do right by you, and she chose silence instead. She watched you suffer and stood still. You don't owe her your trust anymore. Forgiveness doesn't require forgetting. And some people are best loved from a distance, if at all. Your destiny is unfolding in ways that no one can stop now. The person who loves you is making their way back, not because they think you need them, but because they finally realize how much they need your light. You changed them, even from afar. They've searched for something similar and found nothing that compares. The lies that kept them away can no longer hold them. Divine timing has its own rhythm, and they're finally moving in step with it. Right now they are practicing what they'll say, writing and rewriting messages they never sent, praying you'll listen. They're nervous, but hopeful. They've been through their own spiritual awakening, and the spark that lit it was you. This next season in your life isn't about convincing anyone of your worth, it's about receiving what aligns with your truth. The middle voices that tried to guide your heart have lost their power. This is a time for clarity, not confusion. Love without the interference. Love without the noise. You'll likely feel the tension when you're around the woman who tried to block your blessing. But you'll also feel your own strength rising. Her manipulation no longer works on you. She'll sense the change. And in her final attempt to regain control, she may say or do things to provoke guilt. Don't let her. You owe no explanations to someone who twisted the truth. Your silence was already a complete answer. And now your healing will be your loudest reply. When this love returns, it will not be chaotic. There won't be begging or pleading. It will be calm, sure, and honest. It will speak through presence, through kindness, through energy that tells the truth before words ever do. They may not ask to pick up where things left off, but they'll want a chance to begin again, differently. They've realized how dangerous it is to let others write your love story. This time they want the pen in their own hand. You'll still have the final say. Whether you accept them back, decide to wait, or choose to walk a new path, it will be your choice, not one shaped by fear or loneliness, but by insight. And whatever love you open your heart to from now on, it will come from truth, not whispers, not confusion, not someone else's envy disguised as concern. This journey hasn't been easy. You've carried the weight of deception and stood quietly in the face of injustice. But you've also grown, and now you are clear. The person who returns will no longer find the same version of you they left behind. They will find someone wiser, someone more grounded, someone who knows exactly what love should feel like. There will be a mix of emotions when they finally return. Joy, yes, but also sorrow for the time lost, healing from the wounds caused by silence, and clarity that only comes through fire. Don't rush the moment. Let it unfold naturally. Trust your inner compass, it knows the way. The woman who once smiled beside you will feel your energy shifting, and she may make one final attempt to pull you back. But it won't work. She'll realize she has no place in the version of your story that's now beginning. You are no longer tethered to her tactics. Your healing has severed every invisible thread. This love returning to you is not loud. It's steady. It's real. It's a love that found its way through the storm. You will recognize it not by how it looks, but by how it feels. Safe, familiar, true. And when they finally speak, when they look you in the eye and say, "I was wrong," you'll know. Not because they say the right words, but because their energy finally aligns with the truth you always knew. This is your moment. Your love is returning. And no lie, no interference, no delay can stop what's already been written by the divine. Let her tell her version of events if she wants to. There's no need to argue or defend yourself. Truth doesn't need loud voices or explanations. It just needs time to reveal itself. And that time is coming. You're no longer in the place where you felt the need to prove your worth or convince anyone of your heart. You've stepped into a space where love is being drawn to you, not because you demanded it, but because your spirit is finally aligned with it. The one who once walked away will begin to feel the pull again, but this time with clarity. They'll understand, in a way they didn't before, that walking away never really brought them peace. This reunion won't be for show. It won't need announcements or validation from the outside world. It will be quiet, sacred, and deeply real. And more than anything, it will belong to you. Not everything will be spoken right away, but you'll see it in the way they carry themselves, in the way they regard you now with a gentleness they never gave to anyone else. Their presence will confirm what your heart already knew they never stopped caring. Meanwhile, the woman who tried to separate what was meant to be is no longer able to reach you. Her influence has been blocked by something greater than her manipulation, divine protection. She'll sense that her grip is gone, that her power has faded, and she won't understand why her words no longer carry weight. But you will. You'll feel lighter, more peaceful, and more grounded as the truth continues to rise. The apologies may come, even from those who never knew how they wronged you. That's how powerful your energy has become. It speaks before you do. Your spirit deserves to be met with care, not suspicion. Your love should be cherished, not questioned because of someone else's envy. What's on its way to you is a connection stripped of doubt and confusion. This time, the final say won't belong to the one who tried to rewrite your story. It will come from the truth, unstoppable and pure, yet ready. Not just in your emotions, but in your spirit. A conversation is on its way, one that will open your eyes, clear your heart, and remind you that none of what happened was ever your fault. This isn't just about love returning. This is about stepping into divine alignment, where betrayal no longer has the final word.